A dream in which a person has an accident leaves an unsettling aftertaste, making you think about the possible hidden meanings of such a vision. People instinctively perceive accidents as a symbol of danger, loss, and destruction, so it is not surprising that anxiety arises after waking up. However, dreams, even the darkest ones, are rarely just harbingers of misfortune. More often than not, they carry important messages from the subconscious, warnings, and hints about what needs attention in real life. By understanding their meaning, you can not only avoid potential problems, but also gain valuable clues about your inner state, relationships, and the future. An accident in a dream is a complex, multi-layered symbol in which all the details are important. The condition of the car, the nature of the collision, the involvement of other people, and even the emotions experienced by the dreamer. A car in dreams often symbolizes a person's very life, his movement forward, the chosen direction, and the level of control over circumstances. If the car is working properly and driving smoothly, it means that the dreamer is confidently moving towards his goal. But if an accident occurs in his dream, it may indicate sudden changes, a collision with obstacles, or an internal crisis. It is especially important to pay attention to the nature of the accident. A head-on collision can symbolize an inevitable conflict that is about to break out in life, or a collision with something unexpected that will disrupt the usual course of events. If a car leaves the road in a dream, it may indicate a loss of control, a lost course in life, or a feeling of confusion in an important situation. The condition of the car plays an equally important role. A broken car can symbolize fatigue, emotional exhaustion, or unwillingness to move on in the direction that is chosen in real life. If the car looks new and serviceable in a dream, but still gets into an accident, this may indicate a fear of change or unforeseen difficulties that may arise along the way. If the car is initially old, rusty, or broken, perhaps the dream reflects accumulated problems that will soon require a solution. The value of sleep also depends on who was driving. If a person drives a car himself and gets into an accident, this may indicate a sense of responsibility for what is happening in life, fear of not coping with circumstances or making a mistake. If the dreamer was a passenger, it means that he feels powerless in front of some events, cannot control the situation, and depends on the decisions of other people. If friends or relatives are involved in the accident, it may be related to the relationship with them. Getting into an accident with a relative or friend may indicate tension in a relationship, conflict, or fear of losing that person. If an accident occurred with strangers in a dream, it may symbolize the influence of external factors, unexpected changes beyond the control of the dreamer. Each type of accident has its own meaning. If a violent head-on collision occurs in a dream, it may indicate an upcoming conflict or drastic changes that cannot be avoided. Leaving the road may signal a fear of the unknown, loss of life orientations, or sudden changes that knock you out of your usual rhythm. A car breakdown without an accident indicates possible obstacles, fatigue, or the need to take a break before the next stage. If an accident happens in a dream involving a loved one, it may be a hint of a difficult relationship or the need to pay attention to this person in real life. The emotional state during sleep is of great importance. If the dreamer feels panic-stricken fear or despair, it may be a reflection of his inner anxiety, uncertainty about the future, or unresolved problems. On the contrary, if a feeling of relief comes after an accident, it may indicate that a difficult stage in life is ending, and liberation from something unnecessary or obsolete will soon come. A dream in which the dreamer remains unharmed after an accident may be a sign that he has inner strength and will be able to cope with any challenges. Thus, an accident in a dream is not just a frightening event, but an important sign that indicates hidden feelings, fears, and upcoming changes. It is important not only to remember the dream itself, but also to analyze all the details because they contain the key to understanding its true meaning. Dreams about accidents are so vivid and emotionally intense that many people wonder if they are an omen of real events. Some people claim to have had similar dreams a few days or weeks before serious incidents occurred in their lives. It makes you think about the nature of dreams. Are they simple games of the subconscious mind, or do they carry a real prophecy? For centuries, people have perceived dreams as mystical messages, warnings from above, or even the intervention of otherworldly forces. However, modern psychology considers dreams differently, as a reflection of our inner fears, anxieties, and unconscious premonitions. History knows many cases when dreams of disasters turned out to be prophetic. People said that a few days before serious accidents, they dreamed of scenes of collisions, destruction, and sometimes even felt fear and panic, which they then experienced in real life. Some researchers suggest that this may be due to the unconscious picking up of environmental signals. For example, a driver whose car is in poor condition may not notice this on a conscious level, but his intuition, analyzing the smallest details, suggests that there's danger. This inner feeling can manifest itself through sleep, warning of a possible threat. However, there are cases that are difficult to explain logically. People saw accidents in their dreams, even if there were no prerequisites for this in their lives, and soon became witnesses or participants in real incidents. Such examples make us think about the existence of unknown mechanisms of perception of the future. From an esoteric point of view, dreams about accidents can be associated with karmic lessons. In various spiritual traditions, it is believed that all events in a person's life are the result of his past actions. And if a dreamer sees a catastrophe, this may indicate the need to reconsider his decisions and actions. Perhaps he is moving along the wrong path, and the universe is trying to warn him in order to avoid serious consequences. Sometimes such dreams are seen as payback for the mistakes of the past, not necessarily in this life, but also in past incarnations if a person believes in reincarnation. In this case, the accident symbolizes the inevitability of a certain test that must be passed in order to get rid of karmic debts. Another mystical interpretation is the intervention of higher forces. Many people believe that guardian angels or guardian spirits can transmit important signs to us through dreams, protecting us from danger. An accident in a dream can be such a warning, a sign that it is worth taking extra care, changing plans, or avoiding risky situations. Sometimes, such dreams come at a turning point in life, when a person is faced with an important choice. In this case, the accident may be a symbol of the fact that the path he is following leads to a dead end, and the universe insistently suggests the need to think and adjust the course. But does such a dream mean that trouble is inevitable? Not always. It is important not to give in to fear and not perceive what you see as a fatal sign. On the contrary, such dreams can become a tool for in-depth analysis of your life and a warning that will help you avoid problems. The first thing to do is to analyze the current state of affairs. Perhaps a person is in a stressful situation, overloaded with work, experiencing anxiety or fear of the future, and dreaming about an accident is just a reflection of internal tension. In this case, it's worth thinking about what exactly causes this feeling and trying to find a solution. If an accident in a dream seems too realistic and leaves a strong emotional impact, you should pay attention to your caution in real life. It would not be superfluous to show awareness. Check the car, avoid haste on the road, be more attentive in risky situations. Perhaps sleep really carries an important warning, and a little vigilance will help prevent trouble. From an esoteric point of view, it is useful to carry out energy purification after such a dream. You can use simple rituals of protection, such as lighting a candle with the intention of getting rid of negative energy, taking a bath with salt, or working with affirmations for safety and harmony. Some people believe that such actions help to diffuse a predictive dream if it carries a negative scenario. It is also useful to turn to your intuition and ask yourself the question, what does this dream want to warn you about? Often our subconscious already knows the answer, but it takes a little time to realize it. Thus, dreams about accidents should not be perceived solely as a bad omen. They can indicate hidden fears, warn of potential dangers, or even be signs from above. The main thing is not to panic, but to use what you saw in your dream as a tool for awareness and self-understanding. Instead of being afraid, it's better to think about what changes you can make in your life to avoid trouble and move forward more confidently. Dreams are not a sentence, but an opportunity to look deep into oneself and correct the path in time if necessary. Have you ever dreamed of something like this? Maybe you have some kind of story related to a prophetic dream? Do you believe in prophetic dreams? Write in the comments. If you like this video, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.